So our first fruit here is a frozen gold mango that weighs 3.54 kilograms. Now this one's already actually insane. So getting your fruit frozen is already pretty hard. But getting it in real life is even harder because we would have to wait for it to snow, and there's only a small chance that our fruit will actually freeze. Now let's talk about the even more insane part. They managed to grow a golden one. Now this really got me thinking because I think that they might have a dragonfly in their garden. You know, because the chances of them getting a golden mango and freezing it are pretty low. So, yeah, this gardener right here probably has a dragonfly somewhere in their garden, which is pretty cool. Now, after doing some quick calculations, this fruit is estimated to be worth 1.2 million shekels. So, yeah, this person's going to be pretty rich. So now we have a frozen pollinated nectarine, which weighs 24.7 kilograms. Now, this one's actually pretty interesting because this one has the pollinated effect. Now, if you don't know, the Busy Bee event is currently over. So that means that this person has some bees roaming around their garden. That's pretty interesting. But which bee, we'll never really know. It's really impossible to tell. But hopefully they have a queen bee, since this is the rarest. Anyways, so this fruit's also frozen, which is honestly pretty cool. But this one's also a nectarine. If you don't know about nectarines, nectarines aren't just a normal fruit. They are limited fruit from the Busy Bee event as well. So it's probably worth even more. Honestly, this is a pretty cool fruit. Now, this fruit's value is absolutely insane. It is worth a whopping 39 million shekels. That's pretty insane, and especially for a nectarine, because if you've ever played the game, the nectarines are pretty tiny. But yeah, what a pretty cool find. Now, these two right here I thought were pretty interesting. The blood banana and a frozen pepper. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any more information about this, like the weight or anything, but I still thought they were pretty interesting and still thought I would include them. But yeah, these are pretty cool. Looks like the blood banana looks really vibrant in real life. I had no idea it would look like that. And that is probably the tiniest pepper I've ever seen, but with the frozen mutation, it'll still probably be worth something. Now, I thought I would include this as well, as it isn't really a fruit, but we got the master sprinkler in real life. Now, whoever got their hands on this is extremely lucky, because now they can make any fruit in their garden huge. Just throw in a couple godly sprinklers, advanced ones, and basic ones, just paired with this one master sprinkler. They will get some massive fruits. Like, these fruits will be absolutely massive. But yeah, either way, very lucky person here. I would love to buy their master sprinkler off of them to get some giant fruits in my garden. Now, if we're doing a side-by-side comparison here, we can see that, yeah, this is literally just a master sprinkler. I'm sure some people will probably try to lie and say they have one to try to scam you, but this is probably one of the most legit ones I've seen so far. But yeah, overall, really cool. Next up, we got the elephant ears, and these are one of the best plants in the entire game. Now, to get them in real life is really, really hard. You would have to get a summer seed pack, and it's only a 0.5% chance. But hey, this guy got really lucky and actually managed to get one. Now, unfortunately, we don't know any of the weights of these, so we don't really know how much they're worth. But since they're elephant ears, we can kind of just assume that it's worth a lot. So, yeah, with this plant, this gardener is going to get pretty rich pretty fast. Now, here we actually got a weather event in real life. This is the thunderstorm event. If you don't realize, it gives you the shocked mutation. What the shocked mutation does, it makes your fruit have 100 times the value. Now, this is pretty good and all, but let's just take a closer look here. Look how many bamboos there are, like, in this photo. Just think about that for a second. Think about how much this gardener is going to make off of this. That is an absolute insane amount. Because there are so many bamboos there, this gardener might make billions. We don't really know yet. Because if you don't know how lightning works, when lightning strikes your garden, it like shocks the whole area, not just one plant. So this is pretty insane. Now here we got a gold wind-struck frozen pollinated apple. Now this apple weighs 3.43 kilograms. But I think one of the most interesting part is the mutations on this. Since we got frozen, we got pollinated, wind-struck, and gold. That's already 4 mutations. So this apple is definitely going to be worth way more than its original value. And this person's definitely going to be rich. Now, could this be a Minecraft reference? Maybe, golden apples. Who knows? Either way, I still find this pretty interesting, and this is one very lucky gardener. And for anyone that was wondering, this fruit is worth 71.9 thousand shekels. Next up, we got this moon melon that has the frozen, celestial, and shocked mutations on it. Now, this one is worth 10.77 kilograms. This one's actually pretty interesting. So, the moon melon. I was not expecting to see one of these on this list, as it's not a real fruit, but hey, somebody actually managed to get it. The moon melon. Now, these moon melons are popular for multiple reasons, mostly because you can make them really giant, but this one has a very interesting mutation on it, the celestial mutation. Now, this mutation is very good because you can only get it when they're shooting stars. So yeah, let's find out how much this one's worth. Now, this one moon melon alone is worth 7.4 million shekels. Now, this is actually insane. That is a ton of shekels for just a moon melon. This one's small too. It only weighs about 10 kilograms. So that's absolutely insane. This is going to be another rich gardener. Now, this one's pretty interesting. So, a frozen moonlit celestial carrot. Okay, so already, I don't think it's going to be worth too much since it's a carrot, but it's a big carrot. 11.56 kilograms. That's pretty big for a carrot. Like, pretty big. So, for it to be frozen and moonlit and celestial, I think will have a little bit of worth. Now, I don't think it's going to be an insane amount of money, but I do think it's a lot for a carrot. So, let's see how much this carrot's really worth. So, yeah, this carrot is worth 4.6 million shekels. Yeah, 4.6 million. Now, that's not an insane number, but for a carrot, that is absolutely insane. Like, guys, a carrot, just a carrot, is worth 4.6 million. That is insane. That's insane. Now, next up, somebody managed to get a candy blossom in real life. This weighs 2.8 kilograms, but still, even though it has no mutations on it, it's still a candy blossom. Now, you can only get these during the Easter event, and it was one of the best plants in all of Grow Garden. It might still be, I'm not really sure right now, but either way, someone managed to find one in real life, and I think that is absolutely insane. So that means somebody has a candy blossom tree somewhere. That's insane. If they want to give me a candy blossom, I'm here. Now, this one is actually insane. A sunflower with disco and frozen, and it weighs 45.3 kilograms. That's insane. If you don't know, the disco mutation you can only get from a disco bee or a disco event. So, pretty much impossible. And yeah, and it's on the sunflowers. And sunflowers are also one of the rarest fruits in the game. So this is actually really insane and pretty cool to see. Let's find out how much this is worth. Okay, guys, so this sunflower is worth 161.6 million shekels. That is absolutely insane. This person is going to be absolutely so rich. Just from one sunflower is genuinely insane. That's crazy, dude. But yeah, that's gonna be the last fruit for today. If you guys found this video interesting at all and you wanted a part 2, if this video gets 10 likes, I'll do a part 2 for you guys. But with that, shout out to these YouTubers right here on screen, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.